Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, students of all ages, HollywoodShono Tech Reviews here, about to give you another tech review video. Now in this video I want to review the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 book cover and the book cover keyboard. These are two different cases that do two drastically different things. The first one here is the book cover that has a little cutout for the pen. It also has a little slot right here which you can hold your pen. And when you fold it down, it is super light. Keep in mind, this case will weigh a lot lighter than the book cover keyboard. And the interesting thing about the book cover keyboard is that it's actually a two-piece, both of which are attached by magnetics. And this is the only one of the two that actually has a clip that you can attach and detach from the keyboard. Okay, so the way that the book cover is attached, as you can see, it is attached by magnets. And when you close it up, it'll actually close the device. It still has a place to house the pen right here. However, it is actually held by magnets. It isn't enclosed anywhere. But the advantage of this case is that you can also open it up, and there's a little compartment where you can store the pen down below, which does make it super convenient so you can have it somewhere stored if you don't need to charge it. This barely adds any weight or thickness to it, unlike the keyboard case, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. All right, so the build on the keyboard cover is significantly different, and it is quite a bit heavier to house the keyboard. But this is the 12.4-inch version, which does have the function keys, and you can also use it to control all aspects of the tablet. So it also has a trackpad, which you can use like a mouse. It has function keys like a regular computer does. And it even has a button where you can one press to turn on Samsung DeX if you wish to use it. And this is a sturdy keyboard. It ain't going to go anywhere when you hold it. You probably don't want to hold it from the bottom because it does run the risk of falling out. But it is pretty sturdy. If you have to grab it from the keyboard, you shouldn't have a problem. Now, one of the other significances of this case is that the pen is actually housed right here. And I think it's a better way of housing the pen, because this is actually held inside the case. It's a lot less likely to fall out of the case, and it will also charge. And when you don't need it in the thing, you just pull up the side and you can take it out like that, and you don't have to have the pen in, for example, when you're actively using it. This keyboard cover obviously is way more expensive than the standard cover, but at the same time, the keys are really good. There is very good travel to it. If you've used the Surface Pro 7 keyboard, it's kind of like that. The keys feel like that. The trackpad works really well, as we're in Samsung DeX currently. One of the interesting things too is if you don't need the keyboard, you can just use it like a regular tablet. You still have somewhere to house the pen, but because this tablet is all magnetic, you can also have it on top of the keyboard just like a Surface Pro 7. Which case do I recommend? If you're a person that does not use a keyboard very much or at all, get the book cover. I think that'll be good value. I wish that OtterBox made a case for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. They do have them for the original Tab S7. Those cases are obviously better for protection. So the way that the Tab S7 Plus book cover works is that it's held by magnets. If you push down on it, there are little magnets right here that you can click in, and it'll keep it in place unless you use brute force. So there's a second one back here, and it'll allow you to prop your tablet up for standing it up without having to hold onto it. Now you can also close the cover by just inserting like that. You'll hear the little click, and now it's turned off. This case is exceptionally lighter than the book cover keyboard, and let's get that in the case. But one of the cool things about this cover here is that you can use it exactly like a Surface. It has the magnetic kickstand here that can fold up, and there's a little hinge mechanism right in here that is actually very sturdy. You just raise it up, and it's very solid. It is not going to go anywhere. So one of the ways I also like to use the tablet, if I'm playing a game in the bed, I actually like to have the tablet like this propped up, and you can use it as a stand to actually stand it up, so you don't have to hold on to it. It's very convenient. It's how I've always used my Surface Pro 7. You can use the Tab S7 exactly like that. Okay, so here is the Surface Pro 7. Oh wait, Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. And here is the little hinge mechanism here. So as you can see by this little technology, this hinge is not going anywhere. It's super durable, and it is also held in place by magnets. However, what you can see right here is that there's a little bit of a bulge. This is where the hinge lies within the tablet. So when you pull it up, you can raise the hinge up to about 90 degrees, and you can have it standing up, kind of like a traditional Surface Pro 7. Now, what's also cool about this book cover keyboard is that it detaches from the bottom. So if you don't need the keyboard right now, say you're at a restaurant and you're just trying to play a game, you can detach the keyboard cover. Granted, you do lose the front-facing protection of it. However, it'll feel more like a tablet with a kickstand. Now, the cool thing about the kickstand is that even on the back, there's a little bit of a light magnet back here. So, as you can see when you peel it off, it's still held in place by magnets. So, it's not going anywhere, and it will offer protection to the back, which is super important. And when you pull it up, as you can see, there is the tablet exposed, and there is the light little bit of magnetic plastic that attaches to it. It's basically rubberized, so it's grippy. And then when you close it, it has that kind of carbon feel to it, where it's easy to grip and easy to hold. The pen enclosure is right here. So all you have to do is put your pen in, close it down, and now it's charging. I think this is a better design than the open one that the book cover has. I think this is a much better design, because if you want to pull the pen out, there it is. If you don't need it, you can just keep it put away and it's not going to fall out. It's got a much better storage option for the pen. But either way, you're going to be really happy with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. One of the advantages from the Tab S7 Plus versus the Tab S7 is you have these function keys. So if you want to turn the volume up, you can do it just by using the function keys. If you want to turn the touchpad off, you can do that. If you want to turn the brightness down, you can do that with a press of a button. You don't even have to touch the screen. If you want to go back to the home screen, you have that option. If you want to open all your windows, you can do that. So we're back to the home screen. If you want to open the menu, you can do that. If you want to go right into Samsung Dex, you can press a button and do that. You also have a quick button for the settings. You also have multimedia options. So now if you want to get out of Dex, you can do that. If you want to control your media player, you have options for it. You could also go right into the settings right from a press of a button. So the keyboard cover does have some advantages over the regular book cover. Obviously, the keyboard is going to give you more functionality. If you like playing Hearthstone with a mouse and a keyboard, you have that option. If you're, example, wanting to eat and not touch the tablet, you have that functionality. And one little cool side effect, there's this app called Home Up, which is probably my favorite app on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. The reason for that is you can actually customize your home screen, your folders, your apps, and it is one of my favorite programs. If you've deleted this app, get it back, because it is my favorite functionality. You can customize so many aspects of your folders and apps. It is unbelievable, and I highly recommend it to anybody. You don't need the case for that, but I just want to throw that out there for extra customization. iOS does not have half the customization that Android does. Android is better than iOS, by far. So between these two cases, the one that is going to suit your needs really depends on your personal preference. If you're somebody that likes to type on a keyboard a lot, likes to multitask a lot, likes to access their desktop from home using a program like Splashtop, you definitely want to have a keyboard because it'll give you an enhanced experience. However, if you're somebody that normally does not use a keyboard on a tablet, if you're somebody that doesn't do a lot of typing, Word documents, Excel, or typing a bunch of letters and numbers in, you probably want to get the book cover keyboard because you barely feel the weight on it. Both cases are filled with magnets. Unless you're being really rough with the case, it's not going to fall off on its own. The book cover keyboard is going to be about double the price of the regular book cover. However, with the extra functionality of keys and a better pen holder, if you need a keyboard, I think it's well worth the money. However, if you don't need the keyboard, that's why there's options. Obviously, there are third-party keyboards that are going to be significantly cheaper, like on Amazon. And there could be more expensive options like LifeProof, which give it waterproofing, that you could probably go with as well. I don't know if they've made a case for the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Also, keep in mind that this Tab S7 does have micro SD storage up to 1 terabyte, so your storage options may vary. I hope that this tech review video has helped you decide on which Samsung case you want to go for. If you have any comments, leave them down in the description. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again for another tech review video.
Fit me.